WrestleFriends! WrestleFriends podcast!
Welcome to the WrestleFriends podcast. I'm Dave.
Oh, Norman Price,
My name's Mark Jago.
you've got your head stuck in the fence again.
Oh, Trevor.
Trevor. Norman, you're going to come into the woods with me and cook some sausages, yes?
It's taken a
It's
sinister turn.
It has.
Trevor though is sinister.
There's been a lot of crack, Fame and Sam crack today.
There has.
Welcome to the WrestleFriends podcast.
Welcome all.
Exciting events are happening. Things are happening, aren't they?
Yeah. Do you think if we talk about the exciting things, we're fetal hurt? Because we're dropping names all over the place.
Do you think we'll look like dicks if we drop names?
I'm going to do it anyway.
Let's do it. Go!
No, I'm not doing it right now.
No.
I'm going to do it later.
You're doing it in thought?
Well, yeah, it's a wrestling-based thought, so it would be out of place in this preamble.
In this hoo-ha of a opening segment.
Dave,
Yeah.
what have you been up to this week?
What have I been up to this week? My wife went away and I looked after the kid. I've been like a single father for a bit.
Did you enjoy being a single father?
I did, because you get the better of yourself, don't you? And it's good. Had to tell it to myself. Yeah. Apart from that, nothing.
You've been playing on
Kirby, yeah, that's
the
good.
new Switch game.
Uh-huh.
I still don't have a Switch.
It's a shame for you, that.
It's a very
good game.
I've just been looking at it. It's a very pretty game.
It's beautiful. I like it.
I'd
I
like
like
to-
to just watch it.
I'd like to live in Dreamland.
I like to watch the colours. But yeah, apart from that, no, nothing. You've been up to much?
So
Sorry about the really boring nothingness.
no, we've got a lot to get into this week, so
Yeah.
it's quite good that you didn't have much to say. So I, for the first time, tried Eldon Square soft play with my son this week.
What?
Eldon Square's got a soft play in it.
Whereabouts?
In the leisure centre. It is the best soft play I've ever been to. Massive.
Where's the leisure centre?
In Eldon Square. In Eldon Square, if you go up on the top floor, there's a leisure centre, like a gym and a soft play.
I don't know.
So next time you go shopping,
Uh-huh.
it's class.
Didn't even know it existed on the planet.
There's a bit in the middle that's got a massive hole and a cargo net going down the hole.
Is it like...
And like Lucas was a bit like unsure. I'm like, well, I don't trust that hole, but we went down it together.
Is
as a
it
team.
like... But... Norman, come down this hole with me.
I'll see you down this hole, Norman.
Oh, my head's stuck. Better call Sam.
He has got quite a lot of Norman Price in him.
Who? Lucas?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's gonna get annoying as he gets older.
I know.
Where is it? Is it like in the middle bit where game is and you go upstairs?
No,
or
like-
is that like...
Follow the signs. Follow the buzzards.
I don't know.
Follow the buzzards.
How long has that been there?
Oh, it's been there for years since I was little, and then they've done it all out. But it's the
New
best.
one,
Like
eh?
obviously in the last 20 months, I've been to a lot of soft plays, and it's the best one. It's got a section for babies, a section for toddlers, a section for 1-to-4s, and the big main event. And Lucas is at an age now. This is really boring for anyone. That's
You
listening.
love a good soft play, don't you?
Like he's at an age now where he was like young enough and old enough to do all of them. So yeah, so that was good. And I've been getting on a completely different tangent. I've been getting back into like cult horror movies and like genre films. I watched a film called Street Trash the other day. Have you ever seen it?
No.
It's about a community of hobos, and this guy who owns an off license, he finds some bottles of wine in the back of his storeroom that are like 60 years old, and he sells them to tramps for like $1. And the tramps start drinking this wine and they start melting.
Ooh, the tramps start melting.
The tramps start melting. And it's got one of the best scenes in a horror movie I've ever seen. So when the tramp accidentally gets his penis cut off, and then the other tramps play like catch with his tadger.
That's What's that called again?
Street Trash.
You know what I've been watching? So they've done the whole reboot of the X-Files. It's not a reboot; it's just a continuation. But so the new series has been a bit like hit and miss because sometimes they do, sometimes they do like an episode of the X-Files where it's like stupid and like, haha, I hate them.
Comedy
so
X-Files.
I record them now, and if it looks like it's going to be a haha one, I don't watch it.
Yeah.
I watched a really good one last night about kids disappearing, and like it was like cartoon characters that were being lured in with, but it was like witchcraft and stuff like that. Really good.
I've heard good things
for
about
the
the new
best
season.
part. I've really enjoyed the new series. Apart from a couple of tee episodes.
It's like when you used to watch Star Trek, and if there was going to be a comedy episode of Star Trek: The Next Generation, you would skip it.
There's no need to have a
But
comedy.
if it was a
X-Files,
battle,
though,
if it was a battle with the Romulans, you'd be like, right. I mean,
Like, you know,
yeah,
when
there's that. There's absolutely even less need than Star Trek to have a
like
comedy
when
episode.
X-Files first started, there was no tee episodes
And it was
until
like
about like
Tombs and
until
people
about
like-
episode 5 or something like that, and then they started doing tee episodes, and I don't know, not having that. Like Vikings is good as well. Getting back into Vikings.
I still keep meaning to watch Vikings.
So I'm like halfway through season 2 of Vikings, and it's another one that just keeps getting better. You'll love Vikings.
I know. I'm gonna watch it eventually,
You'll absolutely love it.
and I think my wife will like it as well, which is a bonus.
I think your wife will probably like the main man in it, because mine does.
Can he grow a better beard than mine?
You can grow a better beard than both of them. In fact, most men on that show can grow a better beard than both.
I mean, I am fairly powerful. I could be a Viking.
I think I am a Viking.
You've definitely got Viking blood in you.
I think I might do a whole new gimmick on 2K18 where I'm a Viking.
A Viking wrestler. I mean, well, there was the Berserker back in the day.
Braun Strowman's a bit Viking-y.
Yeah,
I reckon Braun Strowman's got Viking blood.
but I think if you were you had a Viking gimmick in this day and age, it wouldn't have a long shelf life.
I couldn't be double C anymore, could I?
No.
I'd have to be
Have a
like
think about what you've kept Viking, Dave the Viking.
Dave. Dave the Viking.
Coming out to slay some guys and rape some towns.
Villagers. That
Blast
was me Viking horn. Yep. So you got any WrestleThoughts?
I've got WrestleThoughts. I've got many.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you probably forgot about this, but not Saturday just gone. The one before that, the 10th of March, we went to North Wrestling.
We did. I hadn't forgot about it. I was there.
North Wrestling 9, Let the Cannons Fly. Was good, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was good. I like going out on a Saturday afternoon.
Yeah.
That's one of my favourite things about North Wrestling.
I feel we got the level of drinking spot on as well.
Yeah.
I only had
That
5.
Red Stripe's killer though, innit?
I only had. It's much nicer. So we went with a friend of the show, Tony Winship,
Hi, Tony.
and he for our rounds we got the Red Stripe, but he got an Amstel in, and it's not as nice.
Well, the Amstel's not.
Not as nice as the Red Stripe. The Red Stripe's more like premium. I think it's smoother. Not as harsh. But yeah. So I only had like 5 pints, and I was champion.
I think I had a couple more than you.
Because it was Mother's Day the next day, and we didn't want to be.
But we were good though, because both got up the next day and cooked Sunday dinner.
We both did Mother's Day properly.
Both of us. So that means that the next one we can get totally like leathered.
Yeah. Well, not really, because it's on Monday.
Oh no, we can't do that. No, we haven't talked about that yet. You're letting the cat out of the bag.
Sorry, the next North Wrestling. Right. So Eddie Dennis came out as GM. North Wrestling mainstay, massive baby face. He's injured his pec, so he came out in a sling. He said quite a nice thing about the booker, Andrew, the owner, Andrew. His surname
Can't remember
escapes
his
us.
name.
How he honoured his booking to him, even though he was injured.
Yeah,
and that,
because
and it seemed like some of the promoters maybe hadn't. So that was nice.
I'm just gonna find out his name because I feel like a dick for not remembering it.
I thought, as a GM, Eddie Dennis was quite a nice, engaging character.
He was really good on the microphone, wasn't he?
He's good. He's a good mic guy. I like him a lot. I'm looking forward to him coming back. I seen him at North Wrestling 6 when he wrestled Dave Mastiff. And that was cool.
Can't find his name.
It's alright.
It matters to me.
I'm sure we'll
I
find
feel
it
like
later.
he deserves a shout out. He took a nice photo with us.
He did.
What a very nice man. He did tell us to hang around after it and maybe have a chat, but he didn't have a chat with us.
I'm sure you'll get another chance to.
I would like to chat with him to see how we got it all started and stuff.
When
like
you
that.
have a chat with him, I'll just kind of hang around in the
He'll
shadows.
just stand behind us looking like a special person.
Yeah. So the first match was Sons of Ulade versus Aussie Open. What do you think of the Sons of Ulade? It was the first time, second time you'd seen them, but the first time, like...
They're my favourite thing in North Wrestling. You know how I like a bit of a hillbilly?
Yeah. They remind us of, like, early Wyatt family when he was good, when he was just, like, a crazy hillbilly.
I think they could maybe stay with another member just to, like, boost it up a bit. Like, another juicy member. Maybe so they could turn someone, you know what I mean?
You've got Baz Ban, who's like, Leatherface from Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Texas,
and like Rory Kyle's like his handler / like.
I'm sure you're probably going to talk about what happened in the scramble in a bit, so I'll breeze. I'll not talk about that. But
I noticed that you were into them.
I can't really talk about that neither, can I?
But you like them.
I like them.
What do you think of Aussie Open?
How
how I felt about them, and this is going to sound like not very nice. I've watched stuff with them before where they've absolutely been balls to the wall, but I think because it was an opening match and like
I think they were trying to make Sons of Ulay look really like beastie as well, weren't they?
Well, because Aussie Open are a massive name on the indie scene, I think that like Sons of Ulay getting the win over them's like
puts them over.
Aussie
Open are at Defiant as well, aren't they?
Yeah, well, they're champions. So yeah, I'm looking
did
forward to
they beat War Machine?
I think there's been a title change in between. I'd have to have a look, but
right.
I think it's more of a recent thing. But I'm looking forward to seeing them in a more high profile match.
Yeah,
the one at Defiant's going to be a more high profile match. But I did enjoy their crack. There was a lot of like comedy stuff, like giving each other kisses and like kissing the ref and stuff like that.
I forgot about that.
So Sons of Ulade won the match, gaining one. So I should go back to Eddie Dennis. There's two in the 8-man scramble for the first North Wrestling Championship, which is the main event. There's 2 spots left. So Eddie Dennis said there's 2 tag matches tonight. The winners of the tag matches can choose a member from each team to be in the scramble match. It was a nice way to do it, I thought. It was very like easy storytelling.
A little bit messy for the tag teams who had to pick who was going to get a championship shot. Less
messy for the tag teams in the match later, but quite messy for this. But it needed to be messy to play into the.
But it was
what
good.
happened.
It was a good story to have that start it was like a quick story that could last throughout the night.
Because you've got to remember, if you've got a company that books a show every 2 months, and you don't have like 20 hours of television to fill, it's like everything has to be told quickly.
No, it's good.
So the second match was. So yeah, I should go back since the late one. So one of them gets to be in the main event. Then the second match was Shax versus Candy Floss. Dave didn't go for a sandwich, but I think he did go for a tab.
Oh, I went for a wee or something. And a tab. That was when I met the owner whose name we forgot.
Andrew.
I
think it's B.
That's where I met him outside and had a selfie with him.
Nice man.
Yeah, had a bit of a chat.
So saxophone.
Andrew Sax.
Shax won in a short match. It was quite good. She has won in the last 2 matches. She beat Roxy in the last on 8 as well. I wonder whether they'd introduce a women's title. To me, it would seem like they have enough shows to warrant it and enough women's matches. I don't know how you feel. It might make that one women's match like.
They only have like one woman match a night.
You could have a title for that though. It means it makes it mean something.
And maybe they'll get some like tag belts at some point. That'd be good.
Yeah, that is a lot of belts. I would disagree with it. I would give them a women's belt, but I wouldn't.
We wouldn't give them a tag, but there's lots of tag teams though.
Not women's tag team.
No, but I mean like men's tag team.
Well, I hope that they do like a similar thing to what they did, like make it a main event and stuff. So Candy Floss was really chatty and cool at the merch stand.
I can't remember. Did I speak? I didn't speak.
I
took a photo.
I spoke to her briefly.
Yeah,
and she was like, you could tell she was very down to earth, like easy going. So next match was Spike Trivet and the Landed Gentry versus TK Cooper and England's Hardest Men.
That was nearly a burp.
It was. Match of the night for me, this one.
Aye.
I think all 6 men in that match had good chemistry. Spike Trevor is my favourite heel at the moment. In like
he is good.
all of wrestling.
Is that the first time I've seen him?
First time you've seen him.
First time I've seen him. Obviously you've been banging on about him quite a bit, but he is a really good heel.
So I enjoyed it when he was spitting on the crowd and saying "you fucking poor people." So his gimmick, if anyone hasn't seen him, he's like a Tory boy, isn't he? Comes out with his top and with his tails on, and he's like he's got like waistcoat,
shirt and stuff
but then with like with tights on as well, so it's quite cool. And he's just like, and he puts the pinky up for his like.
He's just a massive like snobby sort of like.
Being a conservative heel in Newcastle's like shooting fish in a barrel, like.
No, he is really good.
I bought a T-shirt from him. Dave took a nice photo, which it was, I was the level of drunk where I managed to speak to him. He did the right level of, he was a heel the whole time I was speaking to him.
Was he?
But he wasn't.
But he wasn't being a dick, like.
So I said like, nice, I'm glad you like qualified for the scramble match. Spoilers, I'll be talking about it in a second. I'm glad you qualified for the scramble match. Are you going to be in it? And he's like, well, I won the match, so it would be daft not to be in the final. And I was like, oh, you might want to send one of the Polo boys in and stuff. And like, he was he was a heel all the way through, but like in a kind of way that he knew that I would prefer it if he was, you know what I mean. And
then he would still buy a T-shirt.
And he still took a picture. And like I bought a T-shirt, and it was it was the right level for me of like staying kayfabe, but
that nice photo was on Facebook.
It is nice, yeah, and he even stares at us like he hates us in the photo. Because he
probably did.
He probably did hate us.
It's kind of nice though, because when what's his face, No Fun Policeman,
Dave's best mate, Chief Deputy Don.
He was just mean. He was just mean to me, and he wasn't even in his wrestling gear, and he wasn't even at the stalls.
That should be the rule if you're in your wrestling gear. If you're not in your wrestling gear,
if you're in your streets, you just gotta be like
a normal dude.
Yeah, and
but it's when I go back to like what I said about like Shaq. She was really like down to earth, and she was like photobombing the picture. Eddie Dennis was really canny as well. He was at the GM standing at the beginning of the night. I went over and I said, "Oh, like how you doing? Like how's the injury doing?" and that, and he had a little chat and I shook his hand and that. There was nobody around, and it was like,
you know who my favourite is? The guy out of England's Hardest Men, the big ginger one.
Lou Nixon. Sorry.
Talked to him at both the North Wrestling that I've been to, and he's just been proper like down to earth, nice guy. He's talked about the podcast and stuff like that, and he's wind us up saying he listened to it and stuff like that. And I was like, you don't listen to it, do you? And he was
every time I've mentioned them on Facebook as well, they've responded.
Yeah,
they're like, get involved.
He's a really nice guy, and he's always happy to take a photo. And he's always happy to chat.
But they're baby faces.
Yeah, I know, but they could be a dick as well about it. Primate's always nice as well. Primate was there.
Oh yeah, get well soon. Primate broken his jaw.
Thingy was there as well, who didn't come on the podcast.
He was Daniel O'Doherty.
Yeah,
Adam Maxted was there. There was a lot of them who like local guys who went on the show.
It was nice to see them supporting it, even though they weren't like.
Back to the match.
Back to the match.
TK Cooper did a hard head spot because I'm Samoan. It's nice to see that that's alive and well.
Well, you got a hard head because you're Samoan.
When he was announced, I did a little bit of research about who he is because I never heard of him. But he's quite a big deal. He's wrestled for the Progress Championship, World Championship, loads of times and stuff.
Really?
Yeah. Once again, with it being a 6-man tag, you don't really get to see that much of you appreciate it for tag wrestling, you don't appreciate it for what a singles guy can do. But I've got a feeling we'll get a chance to see him again. Spike Trevor got the roll-up victory and qualified for the scramble match, as I've already mentioned. It was a little wormy,
cheeky one, wasn't it?
Wormy, cheeky one. England's Hardest Men teased a dissension after.
They had a little bit of a falling out after, didn't they?
I love heels, but I actually would be really upset if they split up.
I would, because they're really good together and they're funny.
They're like, it's like a babyface act that doesn't take itself too seriously. It's like a comedy act. It's like the name England's Hardest Men. It's like laughing at that person in the schoolyard who's like, I'm the hardest. It's like laughing at that, isn't it?
I'd be upset if because I've decided them and Sons of Ulate are my favourite, who are on at North Wrestling. So if they split up, I'd be quite upset about that.
So there. If you're gonna have your heels, you've got to have your top baby faces. And I think
who would you heel?
It would be that, because I think Shreddy Breck's more over. I think it would be Lou Nixon would be the heel. Your mate.
Me bro.
Your bro would be the heel, but I don't want them. I want them to sort out their differences.
I don't. Come on, guys.
And we,
you know what?
Scoop. We saw them filming a Dissension promo outside, if you remember.
I know I took a photo of it, but like I deleted it
because you didn't want to like spoil it.
I deleted it, right, because it looked like I'd been taking photos of like men through a window in their underpants, so I got rid of it. But
they were definitely arguing in the promo. Definitely.
It's upsetting that.
I don't want them to split. It's probably going to be a promo that's released later. But I don't want them to split up. But
I'd hope that do you think he'll still be my friend? If he goes heel?
That all.
Do you think he'll still be my friend?
It all kind of.
Maybe he'll let us join his tag team, because we're both ginger and that. Like,
you could be one of England's hardest men.
I could be.
I couldn't, but you could.
I could definitely be one of England's hardest men.
I would think I would be more king of strong and stable style, like Spike Trevor.
Yeah.
Do you think he's actually a conservative?
Nah.
It's a mid gimmick.
I think to be able to poke fun at people that are Tories and Tory supporters, you've got to be totally like non-Tory.
Yeah.
Because you wouldn't be ripping yourself in that way, would you?
No, that's true. And it's a really good gimmick, because if he works in America or other parts of the country, you can just be like snobby English guy. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Rich English guy. So yeah, I hope they don't split up. We've said that. Nathan Cruz versus Amir Jordan.
Oh, I got excited.
That was a great match. That
I got really excited.
It was really good. I would go as far as saying that, like, I know there wasn't that many singles matches on, but that was definitely the best one. If it wasn't a scramble, if the scramble match for the championship wasn't on the show, that should have been the main event.
I thought it was really exciting.
If Jordan lost, he had to leave. So they've been running this storyline since the first show. So that was a 9th show where Amir Jordan's lost every match. It was like, to have a storyline like that in a company where you only have, like we said, a show every couple of months. That's like really good work. There was a lot. It was like quite intense match. It was like, you know, Amir Jordan normally comes out like dancing, and he's like the friendly heel, but it was business. Nathan Cruz is like a great, immaculate wrestler. He's the type of guy that WWE like, actually very like, he's very like polished.
The end of that match was one of me. It was one of my favourite parts of the night. It was really exciting.
As a fan of heels though, so Eddie Dennis had to come out, help Amir Jordan win the match. Or stop Nathan Cruz from cheating. I'm not sure how I feel about that.
Well, you're not like, because
I was swept up in the whole
thing.
I was swept up, but the heel part of my brain was like, it's a little bit cheaty.
That's alright though. I think they had to do that though, because he was going to get...
But is that not just showing that he's not good enough to beat people?
Did something not happen before that though? That he cheated?
Yeah, Nathan Cruz had been cheating.
So I think it was fair.
But a babyface should just not...
Fair's fair.
Fair's fair. Yeah, you could argue fair's fair. Yeah, really enjoyed the match. Meant a lot to the fans. So there's a lot, like, English hardest...
I like dancing at the end as well.
Yeah. It wasn't that, and it was full circle. He'd come back to like, I'm
fun again.
I'm happy. There's a lot in North Wrestling, like England's hardest men mean a lot of the fans. Sons of Ulate mean a lot of the fans. Amir Jordan, they're already building up people who the fans have an emotional connection with. HT Drake means a lot to the fans.
So good.
Yeah, Jordan and Dennis and Dave shared a little dance in the ring.
Yep.
You went in the ring, obviously, but...
No. I was later on.
Eddie Dennis had
on the side of the ring.
Yeah, making that pose from that Kate Winslet does from Titanic. Eddie Dennis had his sling during his dancing, which was quite nice.
Yeah.
What are you laughing at?
Just sling dancing.
Sling dancing. Yeah, it was funny. So you had the 8-man scramble match to crown the first North champion. It was Rampage Brown versus Screwface, who I found out from South Shields.
Really?
Yeah. You know, like Mad Max looking guy from South Shields. Versus Rampage Brown. No. Rampage Brown's what I said first, wasn't it? Rampage Brown, Screwface versus HT Drake. El Ligero versus Robbie X versus Chief Deputy Dunn. Versus Baz Ban, we thought.
Yeah, it was a sneaky one, wasn't
versus Spike Trivet. Fantastic frenetic action, if not, for my tastes, a little bit messy.
I don't think it was. I think you might have missed something.
I think I missed 2 or 3 things.
I think there was that much going on. Like, you had 8 men in the ring, and I don't know about you, but I've never been to many multi-man matches like that. So you've got to keep your eye on everything that's going on. So you do tend to miss something.
It's a lot easier to watch on telly,
and you've got to remember that you haven't got the big screens to see what else is going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like we had to watch everything, and you cannot keep your eye on everything.
I'm looking forward to rewatching it on YouTube when that comes up. Robbie X performed some fantastic dives.
Yep.
I'm a big fan of Robbie X. HT Drake dived off the balcony.
That was my favourite part.
So what happened was his music hit, everyone looked about, it was ages, didn't come out, and then you just seen him like...
And then he didn't. My only qualm with that was he did not last long enough in the match. He wasn't even really...
For an 8-man scramble, it was short. It was a short match, so people were in and out quite quickly.
Yeah.
But yeah, most mental... It was probably live the most mental spot I've ever seen. Dived off the balcony.
Yeah. I wanted him to go on to do better things after that. And
when you go for a drink at North Wrestling in the bar upstairs, or you go for a piss because the toilet's upstairs, you look down onto the ring.
And it looks miles away.
It's really far. It's like Jim Ross would have had a field day with it.
By God, Almighty. He must be broken in half.
He's 40 feet in the air. But
He's done a proper... It was like a Shane O'Mac jump, wasn't it?
Yeah, I can't wait to see it again. But yeah, HT Drake. So he did that, pinned 2 or 3 people, and then got pinned himself. And that's where the bulk of the eliminations was in. Like, I think you felt a little bit cheated by El Ligero's involvement in the match. I remember you saying something that he didn't really do much.
Yeah, because he was one of the bigger names in it.
He is a big name.
And I thought, because I don't think he lasted very long in it neither. He did do a couple of spots, like over the top rope spots, didn't he? And
yeah.
I suppose, like...
There was that thing...
I bet he got a hell of a paycheck for it as well, because he's one of the biggest names in it.
There's that thing where you get like 2 or 3 people on the outside and they base for whoever's doing the like... Which you're getting scramble matches.
But yeah, I mean... like you say, it was pretty quick fire, the whole thing, though, wasn't it? So... And not everyone can win, can they?
I would have liked it have a little bit more time to breathe, but it was like exciting.
Yeah.
No matter what faults that I would pick from like my personal brain. It was still
intentional quickness though. They wanted it to be quick fire, sort of like.
Chief Deputy Dunn was chased away by Baz Ban. So Baz Ban was introduced.
You don't think he got pinned, eh?
Nah. So Baz Ban was introduced to the match. And we'll tell you what happened later. Chief Deputy Dunn was in the match. Baz Ban chased him away because, like, obviously Chief Deputy Dunn didn't want any part of this like maniac running about.
Because he's a coward.
I bet you
in real life.
In the next show, he calls bullshit on it and says I was never pinned, because that's the kind of shit that he would say. And I think that'll set up some sort of like.
Unless we missed the pin.
He definitely didn't get pinned. I missed a lot in the match. I don't know how Rampage Brown got pinned. I don't know how Screwface got pinned. I know one of them got pinned at the end. But yeah, I need to watch it again. But he definitely ran off. Definitely.
Well,
and there was no countouts. There was definitely no countouts in that match because people were brawling on the outside.
You were expecting him to come back at the end, weren't you?
Yeah, I was. Yeah, I think they did a little bit of a double bluff on it. I was expecting him to come back at the end, but then something else happened, which we'll mention in a second. So, like I said, not sure about some of the eliminations. Looking forward to watching it for free on YouTube. That's another thing I would say about North Wrestling. All the shows are released on YouTube for free. That's awesome.
That is good.
I think that they should have a like if I watch a progress show, I download it.
I never really see anyone with a camera there.
They have 2 camera people.
I've never seen them.
And one of the girls is quite fit, so I've seen them.
Sneaky cameras.
So the ending was done really well. I thought the actual ending of the match was done really well. So if you think about it like this, Eddie Dennis came out and restrained Baz Ban, and we were like, what's he restraining him for? Baz Ban's in the match, but he actually had just been running about. He actually wasn't. Rory Kyle was the one in the match. So what Eddie Dennis was doing, he was like restraining him. He knew that he wasn't in the match, but the crowd didn't.
Yeah.
And then Rory Kyle came out, and we were like, what's going on? And then I think it was Screwface that he rolled up, and he was actually in the match, and he got. So first North Wrestling champion is Rory Kyle of Sons of Ulade,
who I picked from the start.
I thought you had picked Baz Ban, like the other guy. They're like
no, I picked what's his face?
Rory
Kyle.
Yeah, that was a good call. I enjoyed Baz Ban's little spaz clap at the end as well,
because I think he worked really well in that first tag team match. Like he was, I think he looked the strongest in that match. And I think they booked it to make him look really strong. And then I pointed him out. I had him pinpointed as winner from then. They're
probably the most over act. They go anywhere else in the country.
I love it, mate. Like, I love the fact that I think it's a really good gimmick. Like you say, it's like early Wyatt family stuff, and you don't usually see stuff like that. And like, it's almost like WWE gimmicky, isn't it? It's like
on the indies, it's usually like I am amazing wrestler guy.
Oh, I'm so cool and stuff like that. But they're like proper hillbilly. I like it. And I'm a sucker for a bit like.
What's good about it as well? He's a champion. He's got like a monster backing him up. And like they go anywhere else in the country and they're massive heels. In Newcastle, they're like super face, and they don't do anything probably different. Like he won the belt by like shenanigans. But yeah, cool. I enjoyed it.
It was a good night.
I had an amazing time.
Tony. So we discussed before that Tony Winship came. It was probably his first wrestling indie wrestling night. I would like to get him on the podcast to see what he thought about it one time.
Yeah, that's a definite.
Dynamics are a bit strange for getting people on because we're sat on the floor in my house.
It would have to be a day when we're not sitting on the floor. So
we will probably do that at some point, but I don't know when.
All in good time.
All in good time, my friend.
So the next wrestling-based thing that I did after that was I downloaded Progress Chapter 63.
You've managed to squeeze a lot of wrestling in.
I know, I've done well recently. So there's been Progress Chapter.
You must have fell right behind with NXT and stuff, though.
What I'm going to do with NXT is I'm going to watch some next week, but I'm just going to start on the last one that I
missed.
That's been on.
The most recent.
I've not forgotten about NXT, don't worry. But I'm going to, other than the WrestleManias and Royal Rumbles, I've made a decision. I'm going to watch the big four. Pay-per-views. And I'm going to obviously keep up on YouTube. I've watched the Ultimate Deletion and I've watched Brian's comeback. But other than that, it's going to be India and Japan, and because I enjoy it more.
Cool. I haven't. Anyway, just carry on.
So I downloaded Progress Chapter 63, Take Me Underground, an awesome show from top to bottom. Excuse me. Names and standards and matches were phenomenal. So I should say there has been Progress Chapter 64. But obviously, I can't just buy every show because I don't have unlimited money. So, looking at the two shows, that's the one that I wanted to watch with the people on it.
Yeah.
There has been a Progress at the Dome show since that they've just put on, and I downloaded yesterday, so I'm going to watch that this week. That's it's really good because Progress have the big chapter shows, and they have at the Dome, which is kind of like their version of NXT.
Right.
So they have the up and coming. So the first match on Chapter 63 was Spike Trevor versus Drew Parker, but they headlined the next Dome show because they're the biggest act on their version of NXT, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
So it's really good.
I've never seen any of them. I'll have to borrow that.
So highlights include you had Spike Trevor versus Drew Parker for the first match. It was and they have an up and comers tournament, the name of which I can't remember, and this was it's in the first round of that. Mm-hmm. And the up and comer, the winner of this tournament gets some sort of title shot, I think.
All right. So what titles have you got in?
You've got Progress Heavyweight Championship. You've got the Atlas Championship, which is really interesting. It's anyone over 205 rather than below 205.
So is that's secondary?
That's a secondary, title? And then you've got the tags.
Right. Cool.
So 3. So Parker won the match, but then has a champagne bottle smashed over his head by Spike Trevor, which set up an insane match they had at the recent Dome show that I downloaded the other day that I'm not watched yet. Where
so where you downloading them from?
They've got a pivot share, which is like you can either subscribe to it for like X amount of months, or you can just download the shows for like £10 each.
Can't you can get them on the Fight app, can't you?
You have to pay for them on the
So
Fight
is
app.
there more on the Fight app?
Some are free on the Fight app, but some you have to pay for.
Right.
So they had a match at the Dome show, which I haven't watched yet, but I've read about, and apparently Spike Trevor gets Falcon Howard on a mirror, and the mirror breaks, and the shard of the mirror sticks in his leg. And he's been out for like the last couple of weeks.
Uh-huh.
But apparently you can like see it at the end. Andrew Parker, the other guy in the match, just been announced for Tournament of Death this year, which obviously is up my alley. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. So there's like going to be more British guys. You know how Jimmy Havoc was in last year. So the next match was Mark Andrews versus Flash Morgan Webster, who obviously know Mark Andrews. Flash Morgan Webster's he's got a mod gimmick.
I've seen him. Yeah, he's a bit like Paul Weller hair and that.
Yeah, he's got like a helmet,
He wears a Parker.
He's actually challenging at the next show for the championship against Travis Banks, who's our champion.
It's a cool gimmick for a British wrestler,
particularly when they do a lot of shows in Manchester and stuff.
Yeah.
So Mark Andrews picks up the win, but then he's chewed out and attacked by Eddie Dennis. So Eddie Dennis is a massive heel in progress.
Eddie Dennis is at everything, isn't he?
His injury came at a really bad time for him. Like obviously any injury comes at a bad time, but he was getting like in progress. He was becoming one of their like big guys, and he was all over the place. So yeah, his heel stuff's amazing. Right. I'll have to show you. So he attacks Mark Andrews. There's loads of stop no shenanigans. The Progress crew get involved. Like they're like people with their like polos on, the Progress ring crew, and he's like slinging them about. He's like forearming them and that. It's full on stop no. And he's quite when he's healing, he's quite a big imposing guy.
He's massive, isn't he?
So yeah, I would recommend anyone who hasn't seen it. Any Dennis's heel work in Progress, really good.
I need to watch some of this.
He was even saying,
can you put some on a memory stick?
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. He was even saying like, you're not going to make it to 205 Live this week. I'm going to make sure of it, and like grabbed a hold of him and that. So even calling out like WWE and stuff. Pete Dunne and Trent Seven versus David Starr and Matt Riddle was the next match. Like it's just match after match of like
names.
I
like David Starr. I think he's funny.
He's really cool. He's got like 20 nicknames as well.
Last time I seen him at Defiant, he made the ring announcer read out all his names. It's quite funny.
The Jewish canon.
Yeah.
Don't need to talk about Dunne and Seven because we've done it a million times.
Yeah, friends.
Like, amazing.
Friends, aren't we?
Yeah, amazing. Starr steals Dunne's jacket at one point and puts it on, and the crowd start chanting "Jews are wait."
What?
Jews are wait. Which was he like turned to the crowd and gave the little clap. It was amazing. I once saw a CCW thing where because he wrestles for them as well, and one of the crowd was throwing like dollars in the ring, obviously like racist, and David Starr like ran out and like grabbed him, and then the security guards grabbed him and chucked him out, and everyone was clapping. I was like, yes, anti-racism.
Cool.
Like obviously it's alright to do slightly racist voices, but actual racism is bad.
Yeah, there's a borderline racism's cool.
So yeah,
not cool. No.
I don't know if you've seen. So, Starr and Matt Riddle. I don't know if you've seen Matt Riddle yet.
I think I have.
He's the ex MMA guy. He wrestles with no shoes on. It's all like.
Oh yeah, I have. They fought each other. That was who they were fighting.
He's absolutely
What's his nickname?
They're it's all about bros, because him and David Starr the product. It's like King of the Bros or something like that. He's called.
They fought each other at. Defiant, I'm sure.
He's all like takedowns, rolls.
Yeah,
like
he's really good in the ring,
absolute beast. The only one who in the match, like Trent Seven, kept rolling out the ring, going, "I'm not."
I can't remember what his nickname's called. What his nickname is?
He's definitely something to do with bro.
Can't remember.
But Trent Seven wouldn't mix it up with him. He kept rolling out the ring, and like, whereas Pete Dunne was like straight in there, like rolling about, whereas like Seven was doing the whole like which was quite entertaining.
Yeah.
So it's WWE been sniffing around both of them, David Starr and Matt Riddle. I think both would be fantastic additions. David Starr would talk the absolute butt off NXT like promos.
He's good at,
and Matt Riddle's a beast, so
yeah.
Tyler Bate versus Zack Sabre Jr. was the next match.
Wow.
I know. I would describe the way Zack Sabre Jr. moves as like an angel. The wrestling angel. So I've watched a lot of wrestling in my 32 years. He was doing like escapes and like submission rooms that I've never like had my mouth open the whole time. Like what he did at Cruiserweight Classic was just like a
blip,
like a tiny like any.
I've seen some of the stuff in New
Japan as well. He won the New Japan Cup this week.
Did he win that? Did
he? Won it. Aye. There were him and Okada had a stare down at the end.
They're both thingy, aren't they?
They're both, but they're doing a lot of that because he wrestled Ospreay.
Did he?
So but I like we said on the Japan, what I describe as the Japan special. They do a lot of that. It doesn't really mean anything. Like you're in chaos, but it's not as if you run together or anything.
Yeah.
So Bait is Bait, the same as I said about Dunne and Seven. We don't really need to go into
I think we've bigged them up.
So Sabre picked up the win. Next was Volta versus Mark Davies. Volta's my new like bum boy. So he's an absolute wrecking machine. He's got the hardest chops I've ever seen.
I don't think I've experienced Volta yet.
Volta, he's amazing. He's another one that WWE have been like sniffing around. We're going to see him on Monday.
Oh,
yeah. So he absolutely like Mark Davis is massive. He was a guy in Aussie Open and Dungzilla, and he absolutely Volta just destroys him. But like it was class because like Mark Davis doesn't back up an inch. It was one of them like babyface kind of. He was an absolute mess afterwards. You know when their chests are all like
red,
bruised. So he's like Volta's like an Austrian. He's 6'4", 300 pounds. Like he comes to the ring with it's Dvorak's ninth. It's how does it go? He comes to the ring at classical music and he stands in like a slightly military pose. He's just cool as out. I can't wait for you. Well, you've never seen him. I can't wait. You need to check out this match. I'm going to put on a stick for you.
I need lots of stuff off you. I haven't seen. There's lots of things I've missed.
I really want to get a photo with him on Monday, so that's your like.
Is that what I've got to do? Is that my mission?
That's your mission.
I don't know what they're going to be like about.
If he's there, I'm going to buy a t-shirt too, won't he?
You can buy lots of t-shirts.
I'll keep some money. So it was I've had another nice Progress experience this week as well. So I ordered some merch from Progress. It was like a badge and a bag and stuff.
Yeah.
And I got a nice email thanking me for the support from the owner, one of the owners.
That's a nice touch, isn't it?
Jim Smallman. I sent him one back, obviously, like saying no, thank you. Progress is awesome. Like, you know, the standard of wrestling, whatever. Like we're hoping to visit you in the future, and I told him about the podcast.
Yeah.
Recommended like a couple of episodes from a listener who talked about like what the ethos is and stuff. It was quite a long email I sent him back. It was like 3 paragraphs.
Yeah.
And I did look at our like details online like the day after, and the podcast that I had suggested, someone had downloaded them.
Really?
So I'm not saying that to him. I'm just saying like you never know.
What we're looking at now about downloads and stuff like that.
Would you be?
Like, is there anyone listening to this?
No more.
No extras.
I mean, we've had since we started, we've had 400 downloads.
That's quite a few, isn't it?
That's the figure I'm gonna like use.
You know what it is? It's nearly a year since we've done our pilot episode, because we've done it in the Easter.
We didn't release a lot. We did it, and then we had a think about stuff afterwards.
I was just thinking,
it's still sitting there.
For the year anniversary, you should bring something out.
It makes fun of too many people on it, though. Because before we figured out, right, if we don't make fun of people who we actually know badly.
It's a shame that you couldn't bring it out for a year.
Do you know what it is? I might just fucking do it. So I said, as I said, I sent a nice one back. So you know, if we hear something, that would be awesome.
It'd be nice of him to have a listen and get back to her.
the road to WrestleMania rumbles on.
It does. Are you enjoying it?
I've seen watched bits and pieces.
Better than
I'm excited for some of the matches.
Better than last year's build up.
Braun versus the Bar.
I thought you would have thought this was really messy, but you said you
I like it, but what I've written has been null and void because he's been told he needs to get a partner. Angle told him.
I'm going for Elias.
Oh, that would be good. So even if it is Braun versus the Bar, it could be a cool match. But I think it highlights the weaknesses of the tag. And what really annoys us is are you telling me that they couldn't have had the revival ready by now for WrestleMania?
There's quite a few they built the revival. It would be like the best tag team in the world on NXT, and then they come on the main roster, and it's just
because they've both been cleared to wrestle for long enough that they could have.
Back to the problem of there being too many top stars on Raw because they're shoving them together in tag teams like the Bar, and then they're giving them title runs as they did with Seth and.
But the Bar are different to that. The Bar are tag teams.
But they are now, but they weren't at first.
No.
Like,
but not enough tag teams get to go the distance that the Bar. It's almost been good for the Bar that WWE didn't have much for Cesaro and Sheamus because they've been able to
it's revived them, yeah. But
they've managed to keep the team together, give them they've got gear, they've got an act. If that had only been a couple of months thing, like Seth and Jason Jordan, it wouldn't have got to that point where they're actual awesome tag team now.
I do like them as a tag team, but I just think they're also mint single stars.
I'm also upset that Braun doesn't have a high profile singles match. Yeah, agreed. I think he deserves it more than anyone on the roster. Just for the year he's had, how much he's shown comedy, the stuff of Alexa Bliss and the mixed match challenge has been good.
The stuff with the double bass they've done with Elias.
He's been a beast, obviously. That's first and foremost. The stuff he done with
Roman when he
that feud was good. I watched that feud. I don't nowadays. Like I was saying before, I don't watch loads of WWE.
You know what was good about that feud? They give it time to build up, and it was really good. But he's had the best year, and I honestly don't believe Brock Lesnar deserves that match. I think Braun Strowman does.
Roman.
But it's just it's another case of the part-timers having too much pull. Not so many on the WrestleMania card this year though. Part-timers, which is a good thing. But I don't think with the roster being so big now, they can't afford to have that many part-timers on it because there's too many big stars now. The roster's huge at the minute.
If you think Elias doesn't have a place just yet,
I think Elias will.
I think what we said before. I think he'll be hosed the way the New Day were, but he'll keep having segments and you'll get interrupted by Steve Austin. You'll get interrupted by The Rock.
It's gonna
and that's almost as big as a position you can be in.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
But yeah, there's stuff to be excited about. I think we'll probably do another podcast before WrestleMania or two.
Yeah, it's
probably
still 2 weeks away.
So we'll talk about it again. So my last thing, I know I've been rambling on for a long time, was what my favourite thing is charity shops.
Charity shops.
I go to charity shops a lot.
Do you still got time to do that?
Well, yeah, because I do it
while Lucas is asleep.
I'll do it while Lucas is asleep, or I'll do it if I've got the odd afternoon off. So I was actually in North Shields going through some charity shops, and I like picking up DVDs, I like picking up CDs and stuff, and I've never talked about the fact that I pick up wrestling DVDs on the podcast before, which I probably should have done because it's wrestling.
Yeah.
And
one of my favourite finds you found in a charity shop was that WWE official shirt.
Yeah, I've sold that now.
Why did you sell it?
I never wear it.
It's mega hard. You could have been a stop no man.
Yeah, it was a black polo shirt, and it had
that was a hell of a find.
It had stitched on it WWE Network.
That was mint.
I once wore, and this is no word of a lie, I wore it to go we were going to a wedding, and all me and my mates, my wife and that were in the airport, and I was buying pints of Guinness from the bar, which I didn't really want to do because it was £8 for a pint, and the girl behind the bar said, "Oh, do you work for the WWE?"
Really?
The best moment. Fraser was with us as well.
Fraser, yes.
Nah, I didn't. You know what I'm like? I'm not a band. I'm not.
Well played that one.
I'm not a band's king. But Fraser was literally stood next to us when it happened. It was the best thing ever. So yeah. So I pick up wrestling DVDs all the time, and obviously that isn't really exciting. So I was over in North Shields the other day taking my son to Pots and Pancakes, which I would recommend to anyone. And I picked up some doozies.
What you got?
So I've got Bragging Rights 2010, which was a good show. I'll just quickly read out some of the matches on it. Goldust versus Ted DiBiase Jr. Dashing Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre, who were the tag champs at the time, versus John Cena and David Otunga. So it was that weird thing where Wade Barrett was making John Cena work for the Nexus. Do you remember?
Yeah.
Daniel Bryan versus Dolph Ziggler, Intercontinental Champion versus US Champion. That was amazing. You had the SmackDown 7-on-7 tag team elimination match. There's one name on here I want you to tell us if you can remember who they are. So you've got Team Raw, The Miz, Sheamus, CM Punk, John Morrison, R-Truth and Ezekiel Jackson, and Santino Marella versus The Big Show, Edge, Rey Mysterio, Kofi Kingston, Jack Swagger, Alberto Del Rio, and Tyler Rex.
Tyler Rex?
Do you remember Tyler Rex? He only wrestled 2 or 3 times. No. Massive guy.
Can't remember.
But yeah, so Tyler Rex.
Is there a picture?
Nah, it's just the...
I can't remember. I'm going to Google him right now.
So you've got a WWE Championship match was Randy Orton versus Wade Barrett. So it was doing the thing where Wade Barrett owned his contract and he was like, if I don't win this match, you're getting fired to John Cena. And then you had the Buried Alive match for the World Heavyweight Championship. Kane versus The Undertaker.
Nice.
Where previously the Kane had...
what year was that?
2010. So my second find...
I don't remember Tyler Rex. I don't remember him at all.
I was really pleased when I saw his name because I kind of remember and I was like, I bet you Dave doesn't even know who he is.
I've got no idea who he is.
So the next one I got was TNA Wrestling's Greatest Moments.
Ooh.
So some of the moments on the DVD are...
I've been just before you start, I've been enjoying because there's a Monsters Ball match coming up.
Kong versus Congo.
Kong versus Abyss. And TNA have been posting lots of
yeah, I've been seeing
previous
them,
I've been enjoying them.
That dive by Jeff Hardy, insane.
And then you had the Raven one where they put the glass down and stuff like that. That was quite good as well.
It's been that match.
What?
It's been.
Alright.
We've had it.
Oh, I missed it. When was it? It was last night, wasn't it?
Last night.
But it hasn't.
If you're going to watch it, I'll not spoil it.
It hasn't been on telly yet.
No. But they put on the website who won and that, which is daft, I think. Right, so some of the moments on the... So it came out in 2007. Some of the moments are Kurt Angle becomes the first TNA champion at Slammiversary. So I guess this is when they ditched the NWA belt. And they got the TNA belt. Mick Foley's arrival in 2008.
Tony brought China with him.
I can't remember. I haven't watched this yet, though. Sting's Bound for Glory winning streak. Kurt Angle versus Sting in an empty arena match. Torres debut at TNA Wrestling, who was Victoria in WWE. First ever knockout tag team champions. TNA president Dixie Carter announces Hulk Hogan joining TNA Wrestling. That was a good move for them.
Oof.
Team 3D wins their 23rd tag team title. Jeff Hardy's return to TNA. Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair return to the ring, and Impact. RVD defeats Jeff Hardy and AJ Styles on the same night to win the world title. So it's quite long. It's like 4 hours. So
can I have a look at that one, please?
This.
Yeah.
So the next thing I picked up was a ECW double pack. So it was ECW One Night Stand.
Where are you getting these from?
Just charity shops.
Which one?
I found all these in North Shields.
TNA had such a good roster at one point, didn't they?
I know. So the first thing was it was ECW One Night Stand, the second one, but the WWE version. So you had Taz versus Jerry Lawler. You had Randy Orton versus Kurt Angle, which was an amazing match. It was Kurt Angle's last match in the WWE. When he had the wrestling machine gimmick.
I watched that on the network not long ago. Is that the one night only one? No, sorry.
The One Night Stand, where it's in the Manhattan Center, but Randy Orton still has his drippy fireworks.
Is that one night?
Where
Cena fights RVD?
Yeah, at the end, yeah.
It's really good.
Bradshaw is pissed the whole way through.
And because the SmackDown people come to and SmackDown and Raw people are at the top.
And he was so pissed at the end, he didn't like Blue Meanie, so he shot on him and beat him up in the ring.
Really?
Yeah.
And Chris Jericho come down as
Lionheart.
Yeah.
That was a different show. That was the first one. This is the second one.
Really? Was it all on the same show on the network?
Rey Mysterio had a mint match with Sabu.
Yep, remember.
Then there was a mixed extreme tag match: Mick Foley, Edge, and Lita versus Terry Funk, Tommy Dreamer, and Beulah. Where Mick Foley takes yet another disgusting bump into barbed wire. Balls Mahoney versus Masato Tanaka. And then you had John Cena versus RVD. Anyone who's not seen that match, I would suggest to watch it, because I've never seen John Cena. Obviously it's the hardcore ECW fans, so they absolutely hate John Cena. It's the worst booing. They literally couldn't have had John Cena win, because it would have been a riot.
It was I've never heard anything like that. Like, it was mental.
And the way he came to the ring with just holding the belt above his head, with his head down, it was like John Cena played it perfectly. John Cena's performance was like amazing.
So can I just interrupt
you still
you
looking
for a
for Tyler
second?
Rex?
No, I just want to interrupt you. I've just had a picture message sent to us from my wife. Leo's in the bath and he's wrote a message for her out of his letters on the wall.
Oh.
They are something though.
What does it say?
They are cool.
They are cool?
Possibly, but
it's untrue, but thanks.
He's just got a CO. I don't know. Yeah, but I would like. Could I have a borrow of this at some point?
Yeah. I've already copied it on, so I can put it on a stick.
Because I want to. I wouldn't mind watching some of them again.
So that ECW DVD was a double pack. So also had Barely Legal, which was ECW's first ever.
I've watched that as well.
Like pay-per-view.
Uh-huh.
And the main event was Stevie Richards versus Sandman versus Terry Funk. The winner of it gets to wrestle Raven for the championship, and Raven wrestles Terry Funk in the main event, and he wins.
I might revisit ECW because it's all on their network now, isn't it?
It was so good.
They've put WCW Thunder on the network now as well, so I might go about that.
People are really excited about that because there's a lot of like funny shit in it, like funny crap shit.
So I think I might go back to that as well. Are they all your thoughts?
That was long, sorry. That was an hour long.
An hour long thoughts? I'm going to keep mine brief.
You don't have to. I feel that happens too often.
No, because it's good because I can keep mine brief because I like to give you the headlines, have a quick chat about it, move on. We've already discussed North Wrestling, so I'm not even going to talk about that. I want to discuss Daniel Bryan's return because this is quite exciting.
So he's one
of your favourites, isn't he?
He's been my favourite wrestler over the last 10 years. I think he transcends like this whole thing. Like I probably like a lot of indie guys more than like WWE guys now, and I think it's not to do with anything other than like I would prefer to support that. But like I think Daniel Bryan just transcends. It's like watching your favourite indie guy is the headline act in WWE.
That's
good why everybody loves
WWE though, because now you've got your Daniel Bryan, your Seth Rollins, AJ.
They're all there.
They're all there now. But Daniel Bryan, I mean, my only concern with it is something really bad happens to him. But dream matches, now you're gonna get Nakamura Bryan, Styles Bryan, Balor Bryan. Do you think he'll come back full time, or do you think they'll keep him on a part time?
I'm not sure, but so he said in interviews, I'm gonna wrestle more like the old Southern style. Like
He's
I'm
not
gonna wrestle
be
like.
Able to, like
but did you see? So they had the thing where Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens attacked him after he did his like thing, but he was doing them drop kicks in the corner where he lands on his neck.
Proper like emotional speech as well. They were like proper real.
And I don't think they're trying to recreate it with Johnny Gargano, and I don't think you can. I think it's a once.
I don't think it's going to work, especially with Bryan coming back. However, they are doing an unsanctioned match at NXT TakeOver, which I'm really excited about. I think that'll be really good.
Yeah.
I think you're going to really see a sinister side of Tommaso Ciampa.
That was the match that was the match that we wanted, that we needed in that. Like, we haven't talked about TakeOver that much, but it's like that card looks amazing.
Yeah. So
we should also almost just have a TakeOver party featuring WrestleMania.
Oh, you haven't talked about your WrestleMania party, have you?
No, I'm having a WrestleMania
party. We should talk about WrestleMania party because I think it's quite exciting.
Should we
We've
do
never had a
Brian?
WrestleMania party before.
No. Shall we continue doing Brian? 'Cause
Daniel Bryan, yeah.
I'm really passionate about this.
What are you gonna? What's
I think he'll wrestle at WrestleMania,
Yeah, it's gonna be a tag team match.
and I think it's going to be him and Shane versus Owens and Sammy. I'm a
Uh,
little bit disappointed by
I'm
that.
a bit disappointed in that, but it's a good way to ease
But I
him
just
back
wanna
in.
see him.
It's a good way to ease him back in, not have to do too much.
The other two guys are awesome in the match.
And Shane's going to take some mad bumps, so Brian doesn't have to. Apparently, he's got to have really, really like heavy doctor's checks after every match just to make sure he's all right. And that's got to happen until the doctors are like happy that nothing's going to happen. It's like a medical breakthrough
Yeah.
that he's actually going to get a return.
He seems like a clean living guy. It's a massive advert for clean living. Like,
I can't wait.
But
I wonder if.
I was concerned.
Do you wonder if he might do a little cheeky heel turn at WrestleMania?
Turn on Shane.
Yeah.
And align with them two, and it'd
He's
be
not-
like
I can't imagine him being.
it could align with them two and be like the indie darlings.
I don't think he's going to be general manager anymore if he's going to be
No.
allowed to wrestle. So
But I was concerned. He said he was going to change his style, but those drop kicks he was doing in the corner, you know, when he runs and does the
yeah, it didn't
shotgun
look
drop
like
kicks,
anything had changed.
he was landing on his neck every time.
Uh-huh.
Again.
Maybe that's just something he's told WWE he's
definitely
going to
doing
do.
He didn't look like he'd lost a step in that brawl, mind.
Just a minute. Right. Sorry, I just keep getting distracted. He didn't look like he missed a beat. I like the way that as soon as he started wrestling again, the sort of like corporate haircut and that just seemed to sort of like
Beard
fall
was
back
back.
in, and the beard was back and stuff like that, and it was just like full on Brian again.
What did you think of the fact that Owens and Sammy beat people up and they like love it, but the fact when they were beating Brian up, it was almost like they were like didn't want to do it? What did you think of that?
I think it might be looking like you say towards Daniel Bryan.
He's been supporting them against Shane McMahon. That's what I don't get about this match. Do you think they knew he was going to be cleared? Because I think they would have promoted it more.
I think he was going to wrestle again, whether or not they were going to clear him, and I think they might think that it's safer to keep him under the umbrella sort of thing, and try and look after him, because he goes back out on the indies. No one's really going to be taking care of him. He's going to be doing exactly what he wants, taking what bumps he wants. He's going to be writing his own stories. He's going to be making a packet of merchandise and stuff like that.
He's the kind of guy as well, if they're paying him this kind of money, he would do like his style.
There's a chance he could die, so I think WWE have done the right thing. Whether or not it is the massive medical breakthrough they've said it is, or whether they're just trying to keep him close to look after him, because he was going to do it anyway. That remains to be seen.
I always go back to Shawn Michaels as well. Daniel Bryan was off for 2 years. Shawn Michaels was off. It was four years. From injuring his back, he was off for 4 years, and then when he came back, he worked pretty much full time.
It was his was like broken back as well, wasn't it? But he had like massive drinking drugs problems and stuff as well.
Yeah, like he got himself. He had like he was born again Christian when he came back.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Any sort of like, who would you like out of people he's never wrestled before? Because I was interested to hear who, because obviously I know you're a big fan. Who out of the current crop he's never fought before? Who would you like to see him face?
I mean, I it's me sounding nerdy and like, but I think Chad Gable would be sweet.
Really?
That would be sweet. There would be a lot of work to do beforehand. Obviously, AJ's Nakamura's. I think you could do something with Elias, maybe.
That'd be good. I think if they turned him heel,
do you know what? Everyone.
I would love the same.
Baron Corbin.
Can you imagine him against like Braun Strowman?
Braun.
Something like that.
Baron Corbin, like I said, he would be awesome. And like Baron Corbin's your character that he cares about money. He hates indie guys. Like,
do you think we'll get that Miz match?
That's the match they should do in WrestleMania.
That's the match I want to see.
But it's already, Miz is already. But I think if they'd found out he'd been cleared a few months earlier.
It's got to happen at some point though.
Miz seems quite. The way Miz wrestles is, I think he's quite safe. I think Brian would be in good hands wrestling the Miz.
He's carried it on though, the kick thing.
Yeah.
He's carried that on and he could still drop back into that like anytime.
It would be such a good foil. And I think since Bryan's been injured, Miz's in-ring style has improved. Like, he's a better. There was that match not long ago where it was like Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Dolph Ziggler, all like top workers, and like Miz didn't look out of place with them. I think he's like, yeah, it would be awesome.
Right, I'm gonna quickly move on from that. If you're ready to,
I'm always ready to.
I want to discuss the Hall of Fame this year
Living with a Hall of Fame.
because I don't think it's anything we've ever discussed before.
Yeah. Mark Henry.
It's a funny old setup this year. A lot of them are Attitude Era guys. Well, in fact, most of them are. What do you think the reason behind that is this year?
Well, let's go through who is it?
So you've got Goldberg's going to be a top one. You've got Ivory, Dudley Boys.
Ivory wasn't even mentioned when had the Royal
Why
Rumble.
would you put... that annoys me because China was so much bigger than her and she's never going to get into it.
Boys can do bad things, girls can't.
It's so annoying. Who else?
Dudley Boys, yeah, probably
Dudley Boys.
most decorated tag team ever. Probably.
Yeah, getting inducted by Edge and Christian as well. That'll be fun. Who else?
Mark Henry.
Mark Henry, Hall of
The best
Pain.
thing Mark Henry ever did was when he pretended to retire and then didn't.
But don't know why he's going in this year.
Retiring.
I know, but meh. And in the celebrity wing, you've got Kid Rock. I can kind of get that though because he's done
Lots of wrestling
loads
songs.
of wrestling stuff. Like I was going to talk about that as well because like there was a lot of hate for that. I hate like wrestling the way they go on wrestling fans online and like comments and stuff like that about just anything, you know what I mean? Just like it was like the whole ultimate deletion thing and stuff like that. Everyone
We haven't
wanted.
talked about Ultimate Deletion.
I know, but
I
I'm
really
gonna,
enjoyed
I'm
it.
going to in a minute. But there was a load of hate for Kid Rock, like why is he being inducted, blah blah blah, like stuff like that. Why shouldn't it be Lemmy and stuff like that? And I agree, Lemmy should be inducted if there should be a celebrity wing at all. I don't see why there is, but I just think Kid Rock's done like he's surely out of any musician had the most sort of like music put on the WWE.
He's done lots of the themes and stuff.
So I think if you've got to have a celebrity wing, then fair enough. He should be in there. Ultimate Deletion.
It was awesome.
It is, man. Right, and this is another thing that's been annoying us about wrestling fans is because so Matt Hardy comes back to WWE and everyone's like, oh, he's not broken, he should be broken. Why is he not broken? Why have you brought him back like this? And then as soon as he's broken, what is this? Why are you doing this?
Doing it
it's not good. It's rubbish. But a lot of them are saying like it shouldn't be happening at all. It's the worst gimmick in wrestling and stuff like that. I think it's amazing, me. Like it's been,
Just,
you know,
I've said it millions of times. Just like wrestling.
It's just like a really annoying. Like it's funny. It's like they're doing exactly what they've done in TNA, like the little
Higher
promos
production.
and stuff like that, where he's talking to the animals and he's doing stuff like that and calling them Genghis Khan and stuff like that. It's
I must go and
hilarious,
speak to Genghis Khan. My favourite part was chair with wheels. Mower of lawn.
I like the bit with I like the fact that his whole family are there now, Senor
King
Benjamin
Maxwell.
and stuff like that, and the
Wolfgang.
what's the
It's like Baron Wolfgang or something like that.
that's his youngest, innit? And
Does his wife play piano that well?
I don't know.
I loved
she
it
played,
when
Bray Wyatt at the ring, didn't she?
She played his theme tune. Oh, it was amazing. Vanguard
Vanguard won.
My favourite bit, well, I said my second favourite bit was when Bray Wyatt grabbed Vanguard and was like, "I'll deal with you later."
I thought it was amazing. I thought it was really good. I can't see why people. Thing is though, now with WrestleMania coming up, like what do you do with Matt Hardy if Bray Wyatt's out the picture?
I think you carry it on because it was shit for ages. Mm-hmm. Now we've had Ultimate
Now it's
Deletion.
good.
I'm banging into it again. But keep doing mad stuff. Debut Bray Wyatt's new gimmick, whatever it's going to be, because he's been reincarnated.
I think he needs to. Do you think he'll come back as a?
Oh, hang on! Jeff Hardy popped out in the Lake of Reincarnation as Brother Nero.
Yeah,
as well.
Brother Nero was there.
So that's going to be a thing.
So they're obviously going to do that, aren't they? They have the whole family and keep
Yeah.
doing it. But what do you do with Bray Wyatt? Because
What-
at one point, I thought they might put Bray Wyatt with
It needs to be a completely. Oh well, hang on. If he goes into the lake of
reincarnation,
then he can come back as a new character, but he can be part of the
family.
The family, and then Matt Hardy can then go on a challenge for championships because he's got his brother and Bray backing him up. It will be wonderful.
I don't know. I think they need to like keep Bray Wyatt off telly for a bit.
No, they need to not do it for a bit. So you could have Matt Hardy pottering about, doing like mad things. But then that could be the payoff.
What are you going to do with Matt Hardy at WrestleMania then?
I think he just does a promo.
Just does a mad promo.
Yeah.
He could be another one that could host it.
Or him and Elias could do a thing.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
If
it's in that big thing that can fly Vanguard 1 around.
Oh, they could just keep cutting back to the Hardy compound and having them doing mad things.
Something could be happening at the Matt Hardy compound.
WrestleMania.
Got 6.5 hours to fill. Matt Hardy can be in there somewhere.
You've seen how many matches there are though? Easily
every match.
6.5 hours.
No, but there's 25 minutes. The way they worked it out, there's 25 minutes for each match.
Who's in the Cruiserweight final? Do I know yet?
Mustafa Ali and Cedric Alexander. One to Drew Gulak.
That's poo. But so I sat through 205 Live for that.
And Mustafa Ali's good, but he's like vanilla babyface, isn't he?
Yeah. What you thinking of the build up for Undertaker Cena?
Are they going to do it?
I think so, yeah, because Cena keeps calling him out, but he's doing it in a way that he's doing it as a person, not dead man. So I think he's going to come back as American Badass, which you hate. But
it makes sense
because Kid Rock's going to be there performing live, so he's probably going to take him to the ring.
It makes sense because you retired the
dead man gimmick, but then brought it back for Raw 25, which is a bit messy. But like,
it could work. But
he's been digging him personally though. He's been digging like saying things like his wife's posting pictures of him working out and stuff like that. He's like been doing it more like he's a man, not a dead man.
What upsets me though is, so why not just announce it and build it up? Like
I don't think he's going to be on Raw. I don't think he's going to be there. I don't think you're going to know that the match is going to happen.
Or do you think John Cena's just going to call him out at WrestleMania?
Yeah.
And then he's going to come down the bike
with Kid Rock.
Kid Rock
must be the only person that knows he's definitely going to come.
And it makes sense because he's... Yeah, it all ties together. But then you've got two matches. You've got the Bryan match. If the Bryan match is announced, now that we've had SmackDown, that can only be announced a week or so before.
I don't think they're going to,
How many weeks we got?
Did you see what happened on Raw this week? So he was calling out the Undertaker or something like that, and then Kane came down and had a scuffle with him. Kane came out. So it's obviously going to be Cena versus Kane at Raw, and then
maybe Cena. I would love this. Maybe Cena to goad the Undertaker, smashes Kane's face in with a chair. Absolutely badass Kane with a chair.
What about
But do you think he could though?
I think it might happen. What if he totally knacks Kane up?
Yeah. That's not going to turn Cena heel necessarily.
No, but I think Cena might become the more heely in this thing.
Yeah.
Because he's getting desperate
he wants
dead
the man to come out of retirement. And if he badass Kane, that'll make me happy. So.
So you're going to be a winner.
Yeah.
But I'm actually starting to think now. I know you don't like the American Badass gimmick, but it makes more sense for it to be that. And I think,
and you know what? Nostalgia wise, I don't like it, but nostalgia wise, a little bit of because I'll be drunk probably by then.
You'll be singing along to American Badass when he comes through. We'll be going, hey.
Tom Mugford will be losing his pants.
Shirt. Tom Mugford won't even remember the Kid Rock theme.
I don't think we should.
Tom Mugford will think it's rolling.
I don't think I think what we should do, right, is Tom Mugford. We shouldn't tell him any of our theories, so we can see his reactions to things naturally, because he's a very emotive guy.
What I never understood about American Badass Undertaker. So his theme was American Badass, and then he ditched it for rolling.
The first theme was so much better.
Why did he ditch the good one for rolling?
Dead man walking. You gonna now. That one. Meow, 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 meow. So was the 3, because that was the first one.
No, the first one was Kid Rock.
American badass.
But you can roll a rocker, you can.
No, so he had 3 then. There was 3 Dead Man themes.
He always comes out on his bike. I hope he comes out on his bike.
You know what? You know what I love about WrestleMania.
I think he can pull off.
I talk about these matches where Volta like smashes Mark Davies all over, but like, and this is why I love wrestling. Everything's just so pulls apart. WrestleMania entrances are like the best thing ever.
And then you're gonna get a mad Triple H entrance.
I can't wait until the Velveteen Dream gets called up and gets a WrestleMania entrance. That's gonna be Daniel Bryan coming back with 50,000 people. Yes, it's gonna be awesome.
It's going to be a good WrestleMania. I can feel it. Can you imagine Elias playing a song in front of all them people? It's going to be mega.
Elias needs to have like part of the stage that's like his.
Yeah, just a corner sort of thing. I'm really looking forward to this WrestleMania, and I haven't felt this about a WrestleMania for a while.
It's because we're going to be drinking and watching it live as well.
But there's good things happening as well. Like Bryan's coming back. You're going to get that Intercontinental match is going to be mint. You've got potential moment with the American Badass coming back. I think it's going to be good. And what else you got? AJ Nakamura is going to be good on a massive stage. I know they've fought before, but this is like, it's going to be like huge. That's our main event.
I think it's going to be the final Roman Lesnar match.
I think it might be the final Lesnar match, and I've got a feeling it's not even going to be that. I think you're going to get a Goldberg sort of Lesnar. Remember when they done that match and it was like proper crap. Here's my son.
Hi, Leo.
Have some pajamas.
Oh my God, he's Nikki.
I need some pajamas.
Pause. Unpause.
Sorry about that. My naked boy ran in the room. He needed pajamas.
Where are my pajamas?
Yeah, so I'm really excited about it. The only thing I can say is about going back to Bray Wyatt. I think he needs to possibly miss WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And I think he needs.
You wouldn't debut his new what we think might be a Hardy-based
apparently
gimmick.
He's been doing bad things and all, and I think a little punishment for him might be that he is going to miss WrestleMania.
He's lost a lot of matches.
That's
a punishment enough.
I think he might be off TV for a while, and I think it's for the best. It's what we've been saying for a while, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that's all my thoughts.
He's lost to Matt Hardy 3 or 4 times now.
He's beat him as well, though.
Right.
So,
but Matt Hardy's obviously won the feud.
It's been kind of the Great War, hasn't it? So they've been to and fro.
Prepare the compound for combat.
The Great War is over. I've got a wrestle poem. Have you?
I've been lazy again.
I'm struggling with.
I'm really loving wrestling at the minute as well.
There's too much.
I'm like bumming loads of indie stuff, and it's WrestleMania season. I love it.
I'm gonna have to use the light.
Candlelight.
So this is another thing I'm really excited about, but it's tearing us apart inside. Is the Golden Lovers versus the Young Bucks. So this is a thing that's gonna happen. I'm really excited for Cody versus Omega as well.
Do you want me to borrow because it's in America, isn't it?
Is it like?
It's the way it's got.
Is it the night before WrestleMania?
And it's got Jushin Liger and Rey Mysterio on.
I wonder
it's got Hangman.
Mysterio's missing it.
It's got Hangman Page on versus Jay White.
I would like to see that if possible. We could watch that.
I'll borrow it. From the internet, and then we'll watch it.
Like WrestleMania.
We'll just have it on in the background.
Anyway,
I'll have to watch NXT the day after. Too much.
Too much wrestling. So it's called Friends.
Oh, Friends.
Lovers v the Bucks. Oh darn it. Oh shucks. I don't want to see you fight. It tears me up. It isn't right. I want Bullet Club to last. Surely your love's not in the past. Cody Rhodes, he's the bad one. Before he came, everyone got along. He is ripping you apart from the inside. He is taking you all for a ride. This match will be great, I have no doubt. And your hate will grow with Cody about.
Lovely. Oh, more.
My heart is broken. I want it to end. Shake on it, hug it out, and try to be friends.
Lovely. Heartfelt.
Yeah. It's kind of like...
Is it making you sad?
It's bittersweet, innit? I don't like to say it because I watched Being the Elite, and Cody tampered with a message that because Kenny Omega had sent a video message apology to the Bucks, but then Cody tampered with it and made it look like he'd said bad things about them, which was quite funny because Cody's funny, but I like the Elite. I want them to stay together. Just like England's hardest men, I don't want them to split up. I want the Elite to stay together as well.
Sometimes good things have to come to an end. Do you think that? Are you still convinced it's going to be a double turn by Omega?
Not so much anymore, but I think Bullet Club are going to wise up on Cody, and maybe
he's the one who'll be on that shafted, but then that fully faces Bullet Club, then doesn't it? But they're tweeners anyway, yeah.
And then maybe they'll turn on Cody and Ibushi. I don't know how it's going to play out, but Being the Elite's really good, and I enjoy watching it, so I'm going to keep watching it. Yeah, so
that was a fun episode of
it
Talks.
We've changed the Gonzalez Award to the Ely Award. Is there anyone you would like to put in the Ely Hall of Fame?
I'm having a think. I've been proper chuffed about everything this week. Oh, we haven't even we haven't even mentioned what thing. So we're going to Defiant on Monday, and we'll have ringside seats.
Courtesy of Fraser.
Much.
And Jimmy Havoc.
So yeah, thanks very much, Jimmy Havoc. We're very thankful. It's from the heart.
I still can't think of anyone to put in the Ely Hall of Fame, which is really upsetting because it's the first one and we've got no one to put in there. How about the Blue Meanie, just because he got beat up off...
How about putting JBL in for...
Drunken JBL?
But, so that in that show, I mean, I'm going to have to stop in a second because I could talk about this for 45 minutes. In that show, he was drunk the whole way through, but it was really funny.
He was proper heckling from the balcony.
It was really funny, but beating up Blue Meanie, nobody likes that guy in the night out who gets pissed and starts fighting people.
Poor Blue Meanie. I was thinking about Blue Meanie the other day, wondering what he's up to.
What about injuries? I'm putting injuries in. Eddie Dennis's injury, Primate's broken his jaw.
Yeah.
Injuries.
Blue Meanie disappearing. Sad times.
So it's between JBL beating Blue Meanie up or injuries. What do you want?
But I don't put them all in. It's the first Ely Hall of Fame. Let's start now.
Get well soon, Eddie Dennis. Get well soon, Primate. Injuries are bad.
And let's hope that the Blue Meanie's okay, because he was alright, wasn't he?
Yeah, if you've not watched it on YouTube, watch it. Look at the state of Blue Meanie after. You know how Stone Cold's in and he's got JBL's hat and he's drinking the beer. Obviously the camera's on Stone Cold.
Yeah.
But in the background, Blue Meanie's just covered in because JBL runs in the ring and Blue Meanie's got his back to him and he just absolutely pounds him in the back of the head because he didn't like him anyway. They didn't like each other anyway.
But why? Just
because JBL's a dick.
Oh my god. Right, okay, we're gonna finish on a.
But Joey Styles knocked him out for real a few years later. So karma.
Nice.
Karma's a bitch.
Right. Bye.
Bandums.